It's a first all-female production on Broadway, and it's a talk of the town. Tonight we're on the red carpet at the premiere of Eclipsed, starring Lupita Nyong'o and written by Danai Gurira. So get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. I saw the show last night, absolutely loved it. Talk to me about why did you get involved with this?
Well, because in 2009 I understudied the role I play, and I was just so moved by the story that Danai had told. I'd never seen a story about African women told in this way, and I just felt like, well, I have to do this. And I felt like it was a kind of play that opened up a world that otherwise people would not know about. I didn't know anything about Liberia when I understudied the role, and what I learned from this play was so meaningful because I learned it through emotions, not just facts. And I think that's the best way for things to resonate with people and for change to come.
We are living in a world right now where, especially in Hollywood, there's a diversity issue. So putting a product like this out there into the world, what type of great message, talk to me about that message, that does it send to not only Broadway, but Hollywood in general?
I guess it sends the message, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a very good story, regardless of the color of skin. And it is a meaningful tale, and it is a human story. It's very specifically Liberian, but it captures the universal. And that's a good story, when you can tell something specific and capture something universal.
Opening night, standing ovation. What's going through your mind when you're on stage and you see the reaction from the crowd?
It's a lot of gratitude and a lot of like, wow, really? Wow, this is amazing. I don't know what I did to deserve this type stuff. Yeah, but it's joy, a lot of joy.
I saw the show last night. One of the things I love, this is serious subject matter, but you put some humor in there, and I love it. Talk to me about injecting that humor and how it kind of doesn't soften it, but it makes the message more powerful, I think.
Well, I think actually what it does is it deepens it. If you're laughing, you're going to cry kind of easily too. Gets it in there even more deeply if you're laughing, right?
Yeah.
Because then you're opening. So I don't want to dirge you. These women are not a dirge. They're full, complex, interesting, fascinating people. So I want to celebrate them. But in terms of what I want to do to an audience, I want you to be disarmed. Then they can really get in there. So yeah, I have to make you laugh and to make you cry.
Well, the message it brings is power. It's empowerment. You have an all-female cast, female director, female writer, African-American producers on Broadway. It's so powerful and moving, and it's going to spark, a lot of conversation that needs to be had about what's going on around the world. So I'm really excited for that.
You kind of play the mother cub of the group.
Yes.
But we see your transformation. Talk to me about that transformation and where we see your character start and finish.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, she is the big sister number one, the mean one of the squad, the one who keeps everything in line. But it's all out of love. She cares for the other girls, and she does have a transformation in that she really wants something out of life, and you see her beginning to get that. I don't want to give it away, but I really feel like it's a beautiful opportunity for people to know the story of a woman who may not have had all the opportunities that we get here in the United States.
What was it like getting that standing ovation for the show?
It's my first time on Broadway, so it was pretty emotional for me. Of course, I spontaneously burst into tears, as is my want, and projectile teared across the audience. And it was really exciting and such a beautiful moment, because I've been with this play since 2009, since Yale. And so it's wonderful to see it land on Broadway, in the city that I live in. So even though I'm originally from London, but New York is my home now, so it's wonderful to see it on there.
Such a powerful message, but yet there's some great humor in this.
Yes.
Don't you love the mix?
Yes, I absolutely love the mix, and I absolutely applaud my castmate, Pascal Amon. And not that it's only her, but it's mostly her, the pregnant one.
Yep.
To have the craft to be in a play this serious and still be able to bring the humor, I love it. And also, we did a lot of research and watched a lot of documentaries, and they're brutal. And you can't have people pay for a ticket and come and give them 2.5 hours of what we watched.
Talk to me about putting it together and how you got involved.
Well, about 6 years ago, Danai sent me the script. Danai is from Zimbabwe, I'm from South Africa, and I think she was looking for someone who would have a shorthand and understanding of the story, and I read it, and within the first 5 pages, I knew it was for me.
What an incredible statement the show's making, all female. Who better to comment on that than you, Gloria? Talking about this wonderful statement that the show is making.
Yes, and it's true of all of what it's about, because this was a woman-led peaceful revolution in Liberia that got rid of warlords who had been there destroying the country for a very, very long time, and who did it without arms, just taking great risks, sitting in the street, just peaceful, passive, but active resistance.
What brings you here tonight? I heard you say you saw this at the Public Theater already. What brings you seeing it for a second time? Pretty cool.
Yeah, because Off-Broadway was phenomenal. Seeing Lupita and Saquon and the entire cast, they knocked it out the park. And we wanted to come back and see what they do this time, when now they've had a chance to step away from it and come back into it. Yeah.
See how it's grown.
My friend Liesl directed this thing. I got a couple of friends in it, so I just wanted to check it out.
How much fun vinyl? I love this show and your character. It's like I cannot wait to see how it unfolds.
It's a dream come true. I used to play blues when I was a little kid. I've loved that music since I was a little kid. So to do this and then to do it from Martin Scorsese and what's his name, Mick Jagger? Yeah. It's kind of amazing.
What brings you to Eclipsed tonight?
The Walking Dead.
You're a big Walking Dead fan.
Totally a huge Walking Dead fan, and I really want to welcome her to New York and welcome her to the theater family. I hope her show is a big hit, and I hope she gets, everybody welcomes her.
Well, I'm so excited to be here and to be invited by the producer, Wendy Fatterman, and I flew all the way from Los Angeles to New York for this, because this is an all-women cast, written, produced, and directed by women. It's Women's Herstory Month, not history, her story, Herstory Month. This is going to be a message of empowerment, that women can go from victims to survivors to fighters for change. They have more strength and courage to win justice than they ever realized they had. It's going to be all wrapped up in an entertainment package, and it got here on its merits because it got great reviews off Broadway, and I know Lupita Nyong'o and everyone else going to rock the house tonight.
What brings you here tonight?
Well, I'm here to see Eclipsed, and Lupita and Lala's one of the producers, and I'm really excited because I missed it when it was at the Public, so I can't wait to see it.
What can we expect? I'm so excited to see season 3 of Power. It's one of my favorite shows. What can we expect?
I would say season 3, we've graduated to even more drama, more intensity, more sexiness. So I hope that we exceed your expectations.
I read the reviews when it was at the Public, and I thought it was a really interesting subject matter, and I'm looking forward to seeing the play.
You're always so busy. What's next for you? What's going on in your world?
I'm preparing my next directing project, and I have a film coming out that I made in Italy called Mia Madre, and then there's a HBO miniseries this summer that Steve Zalian and Richard Price wrote and Steve directed, and it's called The Night Of. It'll be a 9-part series.
You're putting forth such a wonderful message, all-female cast, African-American. Talk to me about that statement that it's making right now.
Well, the beautiful thing about Danai's play is it takes women who normally are seen as the objects of history, and it puts them center stage and makes them protagonists. It's no coincidence that she didn't want any men on the stage, because she wanted to have no air taken up by men. She wanted to entirely look at the women and say they are the heroes of their own lives.